Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com. This is Mary Golan. She is Israel's Minister for Social Equity and a Minister for Women's Empowerment. No kidding. She was elected to the Knesset for Likud Party in 2022. So that's who she is. And she says, I'm personally proud of the Holocaust of Gaza. We want to hear, and that 80 years from now, they will tell their grandchildren what the Jews did. This is the Israel Minister for Social Equality. So, a little reminder that your gender doesn't stop you from being evil. And that's the thing about dealing with psychopaths, right? You can't tell them that's what they are because they don't even know what you're talking about. It's like you can't tell a dog it's a dog, right? They don't know what you're saying. You just have to go get the collar. So you want to hear this is, by the way, one of her signature issues is opposition to African immigration to Israel. She has referred to these immigrants as rapists and infiltrators who would spread HIV among the Israeli population. This is the Israeli Minister for Social Equity. Just to show you the degree of absolute antimatter reverse universe hell that's going on inside a Zionist head. This is the Israel Minister for Social Equality. Let's listen. Here she is addressing a leftist Israeli parliament member who describes himself as an anti-Zionist and who was nearly expelled from the Knesset in February after announcing support for South Africa's case in the International Criminal Justice or International Court of Justice against the ICJ, whatever the fuck that stands for, against Israel over the assault on Gaza. So this is her response. So now listen up, Mr. Fifth Column, Mr. Kassif. Neither you nor your partners who are defending you from home and abroad matter to us even one bit. This government doesn't stutter about you. You can keep dreaming that we will end the war without victory. We are not ashamed to say that we want to see the soldiers of the IDF, the holy heroes of ours, catching Sinwar and his terrorists at the Gaza Strip on their way to the dungeons of the prison authority. But Ben-Gvir's prison authority, not of Bar-Lev or Michelli? I don't know what that means. Or in the best case scenario, to a coffin. I'm personally proud of the ruins of Gaza and that every day, even 80 years from now, we will tell our grandchildren what the Jews did when their families were murdered and raped and their civilians were kidnapped. You and your friends can dream that we will allow you to build a government. If you think that the prize for the rape of women, beheading, and the kidnapping of civilians will be to sit in a government of change, you are dreaming. You can keep shouting peace now and elections now from Kaplan to Gaza. Let them hear you. We have a mission. I am concluding, and at the last thing we will allow you is for Ofer Kassif to go up to the Temple Mount with a flag of Palestine or for Sinwar to be the Minister of Defense of the Palestine, man, she talks fast, of the Palestinian state. Like his brother Arafat, not a dove, not an olive branch, only a sword to cut off Sinwar's head. That's what he will receive from us. Wow. Wow. This is the Israeli Minister of Social Equality. I guess they're also going to appoint Harvey Weinstein Minister of Human Resources. How about Michael Rappaport, the Minister of Education? Come on. Am I right? Where's the apartheid? You know what it reminds me of? Remember this video? I showed you this before. Speaking of being proud of committing war crimes 80 years later, listen to these Israelis. In the War of Independence, we knew one simple thing. And what was that? It's either me or them. A state is seized by the sword. That's what my father told me. You take a country by force. Of course we killed them. We killed them without remorse. If you killed, you did a good thing. He's talking about, these are the settlers, the European Israeli Jewish settlers coming and killing the Palestinians who lived there in harmony with Jews and Christians at the time, and they just slaughtered them because, they were given it by the Balfour Declaration. I was willing to kill, this guy says. I didn't talk to anyone about it. What about your wife? I assume you lived with her for many years. You didn't talk about it. I never told her. What would I tell her? That I was a murderer? And he laughs. That's nice. He's laughing. Do you see how he's laughing?
Mm-hmm.
Undoubtedly, it was a combination of all kinds of things, of vengeance and cruelty, and some people came from the death camps. The question is, what happened there that the people were in such a trance that, based on several testimonies, they released their anger on everyone they saw? He took a step back with a gun, bang, 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 he killed them all. They removed them from their homes in pajamas. They took them like cows in front of them, and they killed them. During battle, if someone raised their hands, I didn't take captives. How many people do you think you killed this way? I didn't count. And he's laughing. I can't really know. He grabbed a woman, young and good looking, went into a house, prepared a bedroom, and wanted to fuck her. They're all laughing as they say this stuff. The girl came back half dead like a rag. One guy raped a 16-year-old girl or something of the sort. Look, he's laughing. They're all laughing. You understand? But this is very ugly. There was one guy, he passed away. He was a savage. He just took them and murdered them in an enclosure. Surrounded by barbed wire. All the men were rounded up. They were all sitting on the ground. And someone comes and takes a machine gun and then reloads the cartridge. What do you think? And he's laughing. And some guy took a flamethrower and ran after people and incinerated them. He's laughing. It was horrifying. It's forbidden to tell. I'm not going to talk about, listen, war is war. Not everyone can know what war is. And I say whoever wasn't there can't judge anyone else. Well, that's convenient for you, isn't it? So that's how they founded Israel. Just so you know. That's how it got founded. And that's not Palestinians telling you that. That's the Israelis who did it. Okay. Speaking of being proud of committing war crimes 80 years later. Wow. There you go. Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com.